Today we will discuss a very important sloka and very important concepts. You know, in Ramayana, we only see the story of Rama, who went to exile for 14 years, fought with Ravana, then came to Ayodhya with Sita Mata. But who are real sadhakas, who always find the implied meaning behind every slokas, every context, they can find the spiritual aspect of anything else in a different way. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji composed this verse number 50 of Atma Bodha to envelop the whole Ramayana in one verse. How interesting, just listen. Tirtva moharanavam hatva ragadveshadirākshasan yogi shanti samayuktaha atma ramo virajate. Together. Tirtva moharanavam hatva ragadveshadirakshasan yogi shanti samayuktaha atma ramo virajate. Word for word meaning. Tirtva. The twach pratyaya means after having, like pitva after having drinking, gatva after having gone, like tirtva after crossing. What? Moharnavam. Moha Arnava. Arnava means ocean. An ocean of what? Moha, delusion. The ocean of delusion. Hatva, after killing whom? Monsters, demons. But what in the form of raga, dvesha, adi, rakshasan. The monsters of raga, dvesha, likes and dislikes. Yogi, the yogi. Shanti samayuktaha, united with peace. Samyak rupena yuktaha, verily associated with Shanti. Atma Ramaha. Two meanings I got. One is one who revels with himself. Another I will tell later. Virajate, shines. Vishesha rupena rajate, bhashate, shines. So after crossing the ocean of delusion and killing the monsters of likes and dislikes, the yogi who is united with peace becomes Atma Rama. That is, he comes to revel in himself. So now we will discuss some prose order. Atma Ramaha Yogi Moha Arnavam Tirtva Raga Dvesha Adi Rakshasan Cha Hatva Shanti Samayuktaha Virajate. So simple sloka, just feel it. Atma Ramaha Yogi Moharnavam Tirtva Ragadveshadi Rakshashancha Hatva Shanti Samayuktaha Virajate. I got a tika on it. Wonderful. I will just read it for you. It's in Sanskrit, but I think you will feel just I had the courage to tell Sanskrit Bhashya to my students. Tatvagnaha tu Atma Ramaha Sukham Tishtati iti aha Tirtva Moha Arnavam iti. Moha eva Arnavaha api or Arnavo aparyantatvat tam jnana plavena tirtva nishesham nashayitva raga dvesha adayaha eva rakshasa moksha paripanthinah tan nisheshatah nashayitva shanti samayuktah shama dama adi sahita atma rama atmani eva aramah krida yasya savirayate swarajyena abhishiktah prakasate. Arthantaram dhvanyate Sri Ramah samudram tirtva Ravanadi Rakshasan hatva Sita eva shantihi taya sametah virajate ayodhyayam vijrimbhate. I will not make you afraid too much. So the thing is, Atma Rama Yogi, another meaning is, who feels aram in Atma. Aram means sukhakar. Sukhakar sthiti. Happiness, sustenance with a lot of happiness. Atma, Aramaha. Two meanings I got. Studying 8 texts, 8 bhashyas. Two meanings. One, some Bhashyakar is saying Atma Rama, who rebels in Rama or Atma. And one is Atma Arama, Sukhakar Sthiti. How it will come? With the union, communion with the Brahma Atma Jnana Aikya. Or Brahma Atma Aikya Jnana. Brahman, the supreme consciousness, and the individual consciousness, they are one and alone with that knowledge. And that knowledge is considered as the bridge, setu. With that setu, what happens? Moha or Moharnavam Tirtva. The ocean of ignorance, ocean of delusion about ourselves, about the whole world. And killing whom? Not any external demons or monsters, killing my own likes and dislikes, my own enemies inside, who snatched my peace. Sita Mata is the symbol of Shanti. When I got back, when my Rama gets back his Sita, that Shanti, that peaceful, that bliss, virajate in Ayodhya, shobhate, bhasate, shines in Ayodhya, where there is no conflict, na yudh, Ayodhya, peaceful mind where there is no conflict, no trembling, no doubt, no confusion, no delusion, no anything else, no depression. In Bodhasara, one very famous text is there. There one chapter is there, Ramayana Sravana Nirnaya. Very wonderful sloka. One sloka I will quote. Praha Ramastaran Sindhum Shilarupena Setuna Sansara Sindhutaranam Nirvikalpa Samadhina Shanti Sita Samanita Nihato Moha Ravana Atma Ramena Ramena Tad Ramayanam Uttamam. So, this is the impact of this sloka. We will discuss a little more. Some people say that Jivan Mukti is not possible in this very world. Jivan Mukti or Moksha is possible only after death. If Jivan Mukti is not there, then Supreme Bliss is not possible. Yes, we heard the story of Ramayana that there was a king called Dasharatha. His eldest son was Ram, who will be his successor. But king's another wife didn't want that, so Rama had to go for exile for 14 years with Sita and Lakshmana. Then the demon Ravana came and snatched Sita in an illegal way and took her to Sri Lanka or Lanka. Then Ram made a bridge with the help of monkey and bears, fought with Ravana, very devastating, powerful demon, killed him, and got back Sita. This is the direct meaning of Ramayana. Sita Mata is the symbol of peace, which was stolen away. So the kingdom means the peace of mind was disturbed. Moha or delusion is like a big ocean. What is that? Which creates a distance between me and Brahman. And that distance is called ajnanam or ignorance. So the disturbance between me and my peace of mind is delusion, which appears as a big ocean. My erroneous notion about myself and who are my own enemies. We think that my enemies are outside who are disturbing my mental peace. But our Shastras, Sanatan Dharma, always tell your only only enemy is your raga, means anuraga, and vidvesha. Your likes and dislikes are your main enemies. We think that happiness or sorrow may be coming from outside. All the sorrows and happiness, they are the result of my prarabdha karma, past karma that we can't understand. So the disturbances of them is there because karma has ups and downs. Gahana karmano gati. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan is telling, if the physical body is there, disease will come. If God alone incarnates in this very physical body, there should be diseases. Because body means jayate asti vardhate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyati. And there will be association with pain, association with time, causes dependency, dissatisfaction guaranteed. This is the problem of this physical body. Father and son went for a walk in a park. There was a balloon seller, was selling the balloons. So the son started crying, I want a balloon, I want a balloon, I want a balloon. Okay. Father purchased one balloon and father and son started playing with the balloon. Suddenly there was a piece of glass or something like that, broken glass. Balloon dropped there and toss. And seeing that, the baby started crying. And the father started laughing. Because for the child, the balloon was real, eternal. But the very time father purchased this balloon was waiting for its bursting out. Body is, this physical body is the result of our past karma, prarabdha karma. Who knows it, they enjoy everything. They enjoy their bodily suffering also. They become witness of this suffering. We have to be ready always like the balloon. Anytime it can But start. When you will start spirituality, when you will start meditation, when everything will be perfect outside. Swamiji, I'm just right now a little bit disturbed due to some reason, due to my girlfriend issues or anything else, any family matter, son, daughter, husband, wife, enormous. Dog is sick. My dog is very sick. He's having some heart problem, cardiac problem. Yesterday doctor came with the portable ECG machine and X-ray. Yes, one call I got. That is why I can't meditate. So when everything will be perfect, I will sit for meditation. That day will never come, my dear. I have to face the problem outside. Because problem of Jagat or the universe is endless. My likes and dislikes, raga, dvesha, my attachment and my hatred are my actual enemy, actual demon, actual monster who prevent me from reaching my goal or attaining happiness. So whenever any sadhaka will start his journey, moharnavam tirtva. How? Gaining right knowledge. Raga dveshadi hatva. But after having knowledge also, I have seen, Shastra also mentions, Raga dvesha still remains in a very pinch way, in a very small amount. How? Why? Because of the identification with my kosha. I don't have shanti with the pancha kosha. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Whenever I identify with them, I lose my peace of mind. When a man does enough karma yoga, lot of seva, puja, guru seva, raga dvesha really becomes eliminated and mind becomes pure, chitta shuddhi. And whenever your mind will be pure, then infinity will be your goal instead of infinite number of goals. Clear? Whenever the mind will be in a tranquil state, infinity, Brahman, will be my goal instead of infinite numbers of goals. Then only I can grasp the implied meaning of the Shastras. I will have enough faith in the words of my Guru and scripture. Then only my inner Rama will get back his Sita and will become Atma Rama. That is the only secret of the thing. Virajate, one word was there. Virajate means stand out, shines. Because he has now Shanti and Atma Sukha. He lives in the base of teachings, in the basis of knowledge. The yogi has discovered sukham in his inner self. He never depends on any external object for his happiness. That is why he is Atma Rama, Ananda Ramanam. Jivan Mukta, Jnani, everything, the condition, what is the state of mind of a Jivan Mukta has been stated in that 50th sloka. How long a Jnani will live in this world with this physical body? As long as his karma phal, the prarabdha karma exists. Till that day, this body will exist. And that prarabdha karma, that past karma actually takes this body here to there, ups and downs. Sometimes corona, sometimes medical hospital. But sadhaka knows I am the witness of everything else. Out of my prarabdha karma, everything is happening. I have no connection with that. As long I cover up myself with the upadhis, conditionings, I will be affected by its attributes. After having knowledge, after gaining knowledge, ahankara realizes that I am not ahankara, I am Brahman. Because that ahankara has done an enough mananam, chintanam, thinking that I am Brahman. Knowledge is possible if the sadhaka has the sadhana chatushtaya. The sadhaka who has very less sadhana chatushtaya, he is having very much struggle. If the sadhaka is verily engaged in the transactional way, transactional world, व्यवहारिक जगत, जिन साधक में ज्यादा है, his struggle is more. Every person's situation is different. So you can't mix up. But the I, Satya, the truth, is unchangeable, unshakable. The truth, the real I never get turbulated by karma. So, Atma Sukha. So how a Jnani lives? Suppose a king can you hear me? Everyone can hear me. Anyone has any doubt in hearing? Can hear you? Okay, thank you. Okay. So, suppose a king is acting as a beggar in a theater. So, he is verily merged with the character. Then only we can tell that he is a superstar. Oh, Amitabh Bachchan, Shahrukh Khan, all those things, Why we like them? Because they become one with the character. But whenever they come to the green room and take off their all makeup, they become normal person. So in spiritual life, we act as a father, as a mother, as a husband, as a wife, as a boyfriend, as a girlfriend, as a son, as a daughter. as an officer, as a doctor, as an engineer, as a teacher, as a Swami. What is our green room? Meditation is our green room, where we recognize our own self. I hope it's clear to you. When the transformation is complete and the individualized egocentric jiva has discovered his pure nature as the eternal self, it crosses over all delusions or moha, which is non-apprehension or the causal body. The mental impressions gathered in his individualized existence all through his entire past together constitute the ocean of delusion or ignorance. Through the process of meditation, when the yogi reaches the effulgent experience of the self, he has no doubt crossed all non-apprehension of truth, and therefore also all his misapprehensions about himself. This is possible only when the devilish forces of likes and dislikes are destroyed and eliminated within the individual seeker's heart. Having crossed the ocean of delusion and destroyed all the monsters or rakshasas of negative tendencies expressed by the mental equipment in an individualized self, the meditator enters the realm of the self to rediscover for himself the voiceless peace which he has but temporarily lost. Self is of the nature of peace, auspiciousness, beauty, Santam, Shivam, Sundaram. And his experience of the eternal self is permanent, and thus the meditator lives in himself in an unbroken experience of endless peace and bliss. He is the one who revels in the Atma or Atma Rama. The crucial word Atma Rama, poetic in itself, is highly suggestive to a student of Upanishads and the Hindu classics. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, a master of the Hindu traditions, brings the entire story of Ramayana to pack up the words of this verse firmly into its mighty beauty. Sage Valmiki, who wrote Ramayana, not only wanted to give his readers a complete picture of an ideal human being facing every possible situation of life with utmost inner equipoise, but he also had his own experience of the self to express. Valmiki was not mere author and publisher. He was essentially a man of realization, a champion of the scriptures. These inner symbolisms and significances of the Ramayana are generally lost sight of by the students who are charmed away by the minute beauties in the workmanship of his pen. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji in this verse hints at the deep significances of Ramayana taken as a whole. The very name of the hero of this great classic is significant and suggestive, Rama, which means the one or revealer who reveals everywhere in all hearts. Sarve Ramanti iti Ramaha. The self Rama wedded to Sita, who is none other than our uh, our own nature, his own nature. Peace lives on joyously with unparted or unperturbed equanimity, both in the kingdom of Ayodhya and in the jungles of his exile. His sorrows start when his consort peace falls prey into the hands of Ravana, the 10-headed monsters. This represents the lower animal nature in an individual which has 10 heads even today. The 5 organs of perception or Pancha Jnanendriya and the 5 organs of action, Pancha Karmendriya. The kingdoms of the secular and of the materialist can never sustain for long within the boundaries of the Aryavarta, means the land of the Sanatana Dharma, the garden of spirituality. In an era of Ramarajya, Ravanas cannot be the governors. Rama then seeking his consort has to necessarily cross the ocean, reach Sri Lanka or Lanka, destroy the demoniac forces and rediscover Sita, his lost peace. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji mentions in this verse that the ocean to be bridged over is the delusory attachment and fascination and the forces that array themselves against Rama are the negative tendencies which are natural in a deluded mind. When the inner personality is purified and rehabilitated, peace, the eternal concert of the self, is regained. Thereafter, the man of realization rules over the kingdom of life from his capital known as Ayodhya. The terminology Ayodhya literally means without any war. Here it is used to indicate the state of effortlessness enjoyed by the man of realization. It is only in Sanskrit that a classic can be summarized by the suggestiveness of the words that are at once directly describing the highest spiritual truth. Hari Om Tat Sat.